Welcome everybody to NAB Stadium in Auchenflower for another presentation of Basketball Queensland's QBL 2019 season. It's the first broadcast for the Nothing But Net media team. I've got Dave Derwin on the commentary and Regan Baker with me as well on the production and commentary. We've got Chris Sieber on the camera, and as always, James Bowman down in Sydney from the Australian Sports Network on the support and the graphics. Dave, huge matchup here today. It's a rematch of a couple of seasons ago, the Grand Final Series. It's always a good one. You got the Cairns Marlins against a new-look Brisbane Capitals team. It's the first time in a long time we're not going to see a Tarrant on the bench here in Auchenflower.
Yeah, for sure. A little bit different. I mean, he's had a great record the last few seasons, but unfortunately didn't host the championship up. But so they went in a new direction, and it'll be interesting to see here how Sam McKinnon goes. It's a new look squad, but I mean, again, it's probably, in my opinion, the deepest squad in the QBL. So it'll be really interesting to see if that translates into success.
It's going to be a really interesting way to see, because Brisbane has been known to play a certain style of basketball over these past few years. Very defensive focused, very aggressive under Jeff Tarrant. What do you expect to see from a Sam McKinnon-led team here this afternoon?
Well, I think a little more of the same as far as some of that discipline, but maybe a little freer offensively. And defensively, I think similar. You know, they're going to be really active. They've got a good balanced group. They've got versatility. They've got size. And they've got experience. I mean, their backcourt, I'm pretty sure every QBL team would be happy with the Kadee-Anderson backcourt. And then having some handy young guards coming in behind them. So for me, I'd be up and in all game long, full court, different pressures, traps, etc., because they have the talent to do so.
Here's the Australian anthem. Pretty good rendition of the Australian national anthem, Dave. We said it's a new-look Capitals team, but there are a lot of familiar faces in the Capitals lineup, led by the captain, Zach Carter. I understand Carter had a bit of a calf issue this week. If he can't play, that's a real big out for the Capitals so far.
Yeah, it is, for sure. I mean, he's been really good for them the last couple of seasons as well. Equally, I think they've got plenty of depth to cover them. I mean, they're literally probably the only team in the league where I'd say it didn't really matter if a starter was out tonight, because they really have the depth. I mean, a lot of young talent, so guys that are trying to prove themselves as well, so they've got to prove themselves at this level. But you know, a lot of these guys are hungry guys that are trying to get to NBL opportunities. So it'll be really positive to see how they go.
And they're taking on a Cairns Marlins team that's coming off a Grand Final Series last year. Unfortunately for them, they weren't able to get that victory in the series, but it's certainly something that they're gunning for. This is a really impressive lineup, too, playing their third game in 3 days. Dave, what do you expect to see from the Marlins this afternoon?
Well, I think, you know, with my coaching hat on, continuity is king, and so that's what the Cairns roster has. They've had a similar roster for the last couple of years. They know each other. They know Jamie O'Loughlin's style. He does a great job with them. A couple of new pieces this year, and it was obviously handy having Mr. Loughton check in this morning about 8 a.m. into Brisbane. So that makes a difference. I was talking to Alex before the game, and you know, he's obvious. I mean, he was a big part of why they beat Brisbane here a couple of years ago in that semi-final. So I think that's certainly they're a team to beat. If you remember last season, they were pretty average, and then got hot at the right time of the season. So they'll always be a big cover.
Well,
week in, week out.
They started the season in a bit of an upset, dropping the first game of the season down at the North Gold Coast. So good win for the North Gold Coast, but Cairns bounced back last night and picked up a nice win over a really scrappy Spartans team. And Spartans gave them all they could handle, so I'm sure Coach O'Loughlin was happy with the bounce back. We're somewhat familiar with both of these teams, Dave, so as I usually do, I'm going to put you on the spot. What are your thoughts on the game today, keys to it, and who do you think is going to come out on top?
Well, it'll be really interesting. I mean, obviously, you got from Brisbane's point of view, you've got guys that are all looking to impress the new coach and looking to establish themselves. And so, for me, it'll be really interesting to see how Sam gets his roles identified this season. And equally, there's only one ball, a lot of young kids, which means emotionally they can get angry and disappointed if they don't get opportunities. And so he's going to have to balance that all season long. So that'll be a big challenge. But they certainly got all the tools. I think, again, it'll be really interesting to see how they respond, coming together. I know they've had a pretty good pre-season, so I think Brisbane will get this one today. All
right, I'm expecting a great one. I hope everyone's tuning in. If you are watching us on YouTube or Facebook, hit us up in the comments. Let us know that you're watching. We'll make sure we give you a shout out. And if you have any questions or anything that you want to check the coaching extraordinaire Dave Derwin here, hit us up, let us know, and we'll get back to you in the comments or live on air. We're getting set for the tip, though, as the Marlins come out in their road whites, and Brisbane, of course, in their home blues, and we do see the captain, Zach Carter, out there, so positive signs early here for Brisbane that the captain himself will be able to suit up. And with this lineup, we saw a lot last season. Zach, due to the Dusty Rockhart injury, had to play a lot of 5.
Yeah.
You see Will Magnay immediately out there in the center. He's going to fill that 5 spot. And then you also have Big Ben Volkman, who made the move over as well from Spartans in that 5 spot.
Yeah, they really do have a lot of depth, and which is good to see.
And it'll be interesting to see Jason Kadee here in the QBL, how he can perform as well. Kopska's pass stolen by Jerlina. Not the way you want to start the season with a turnover. Jake Davis out there. He's got the assignment on Anthony Fisher. Fisher had a huge night last night. Nearly pulled out the triple-double against the Spartans. And Fisher, a guy that we love here at Nothing But Net Media. Great, great QBL performer. Krislovich hook shots off. Rebound is up and in, but it's a travel by the big guy, Thomas Hamilton, the Cairns import. Got the offensive rebound, missed his first putback attempt, then got called for the travel on the second.
They were trying to sneakily deceive us, Johnny, with throwing number 24 in the program again.
Magnay has it, looking to hand off for his Bullets teammate, Jason Kadee. Kadee guarded by Jerlina. Magnay gives Kadee the screen. Kadee's floater's no good. Magnay's rebound is lost out of bounds. Goes off of Krislovich, though. So it's going to be Capitals ball. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Kadee inbounding. Carter hits the deck. Kopskis has it now. He's going to fire a 3. It's up and strong off the back of the rim. Tipped around. Fisher recovers. Fisher, Krislovich, and Jerlina were huge for the Marlins last season. You got to expect them to be a focus of the Marlins again this year. Krislovich with Kadee on him, backing in, spins baseline. Layup is no good. Magnay, basket interference, though. It's going to be 2 points for the Marlins. First time all season we see that goal, that interference.
It was on the rim, but which you can take off. But I think they must have determined it was literally the ball was going down.
Kadee finds Carter. He'll fire at top of the key 3. That's in and out. Fighting for the rebound. Magnay can't recover. Davis, though, grabs it for the Capitals. Kadee fires a 3. That's off. Carter with the rebound. He misses as well.
I'm going to go on the record and say there's not too many dudes who make Magnay not look massive, and Hamilton is a big body.
Jerlina in the corner for 3. It's an air ball. Kalu with the rebound. Shot clock has not reset, so it's at 8 seconds. Jerlina looking to go one-on-one. Gets it out to Fisher. Open 3 is up. That's good. Swish from Fish. And the Marlins up 5. Jake Davis guarded by Fisher. Now they work it around to Jason Kadee. Kadee working off of Magne, finds Carter. Carter hesitation dribble, gets right to the rim, layup, no good.
Wow.
Carter is carrying that calf injury, but he'd be upset with himself missing that easy one.
Yeah, I mean, the missed layup was obviously a bad miss, but I was more wowing about how the defense opened up and let him right down the middle.
Well, the Hamilton opens up and drains a three. The big fella from deep. It's 8-0 here for the Marlins early. Jake Davis driving baseline, looking for Magne. Magne recovers out to Kadee. Skips it to Davis. Three-pointers up. That's no good. Kalu with the rebound.
Well, there'll be a quick timeout coming if Cairns get a bucket here. Hamilton going to work on Magne. Nice hook.
Air ball. Magne recovers, and we're going to see the first signs of Aaron Anderson as Kadee gets to the rim and lays it in. First bucket of the season for the Capitals. Pretty up and down, so not too much different from the Caps so far.
Yeah, as I said, I think it'll be a little freer offensively.
Charlina hits the jumper plus the foul. And you can see the Marlins have had a bit of game time underneath them in this early going.
Yeah, they look pretty sharp, and especially for third game in 3 days. But as I said in the opener, a lot of these guys have been playing together for a long time. The benefit of these regional programs is, they often have good integration into the NBL team as well, and so they get the benefit of often getting access to those coaches and weight programs and so forth. So it's always good to see that integration between the NBL teams and the regional.
Jelena completes that three-point play. Zach Carter going to get a breather. We're going to see the first Capitals minutes for Ben Volkman here as well. Got to give a shout out to Townsville coach Rodney Anderson on the check-in on YouTube. Loves your pink shirt, Dave. Shout out to anyone comfortable enough to wear a pink shirt.
Thanks, Coach.
Aaron Anderson, three is up. That's short. Oh. Magne with a big putback with one hand. Then Anderson with a bit of pressure nearly gets the steal.
Yeah, well, we want to see more of that from Magne. I mean, he was a bit disappointing last year for Spartans. I know he carried some injuries, and but I think for me, I just really want to see him grow as far as just being hungry and that work ethic, really getting on the glass both ends, challenging shots, looking for the ball. Really excited to see how he develops this year at QBL.
Kalu can't get the shot to fall. Bit of zone from the Caps also as Kopskis gets to the rim to lay it up and in. 11-6 the lead now for Cairns. Charlina tries to kick it out, tipped out of bounds by Kopskis, so it's going to stay with the Marlins here. About 4.5 into this game. It's a 5-point lead for Cairns. And Coach O'Loughlin going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. Like we said, 5-point lead for the Caps over the Marlins. And your QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at NAB Stadium in Auchenflower. John Guarna, Dave Derwin, and Regan Baker on the call. We've got Chris Sieber on the camera, and got to give a big shout out to James Bowman and the Australian Sports Network down in Sydney, providing us with all the amazing graphics you see throughout the broadcast, and also lots of technical support. Dave, pretty good time out there from Coach O'Loughlin. I imagine he was talking defense.
Well, I hope so, because they haven't really played much. The first couple of possessions, they really, Zach Carter just walked down right down the middle, missed a layup, but and then in transition, a couple of poor defensive efforts, in my opinion, of stopping ball and then rotating. So certainly he'll be talking about their defensive effort.
Kadee finds Magne. Nearly puts it down with 2, but he's fouled. It's going to be 2 shots for Magne. He can get up there. He's a big fellow, but he's got pretty good springs, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Former rugby union player.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brisbane junior Cobby Wilson checking in.
Magne misses the first one. So, you know, when you said it in the pregame about Brisbane's depth, kind of had a question mark popped up in my head, but now you see, you know, they do have a lot of options, don't they?
Well, they do. I mean, Wilson just came back from college. You know, he's solid. You got Stoddart on the bench, Venus as well. You know, they're both training with the Bullets. Kopsakis and Davis been in the program for a while. So, you know, then you add Volkman off the bench for some muscle. And, yeah, they got a good group. I mean, I challenge anyone who's got a better 10 than them.
Well, Krizlovic shows a bit of muscle, finishing over and through the contact for the N1 opportunity. And Fab Krizlovic really came on in that second half of the season. He was a real driving force to that run into the grand finals, but had himself a pretty good year in the NBL with his minutes in the Taipan system.
Yeah, no, he was really good for them. So be really interesting to see if he can continue to lift his game and keep adding to his toolkit. Kadee coming off the curl, does what he does.
Drains the 3. Yeah, Kadee definitely not scared to shoot, is he? Fisher working against Kadee, gets it out to Hamilton. Now Krizlovic. And work it around to Jerlina, coming off Krizlovic's screen. Step through jump shot by Jerlina's good, and he makes it look easy, well, but that's not an easy one.
He does, and Wilson's got to stay down on that. He did a good job of running him off the pick and roll.
Kadee's feeling it, back-to-back threes. Cuts the Caps deficit to 3. Krizlovic looking for Jerlina, gets it to him on the extended block. Backing down on Cobby Wilson. Fadeaway jump shot, no good. Good contest there from Volkman. And then the Capitals save it, and look at the speed of Aaron Anderson getting up court. Kadee rewards him. Good hesitation by Anderson. Finds Wilson. Back to Anderson now. Guarded by Kalu. Magne high-low action for Volkman to lay it in. That's a great look, and good ball movement there from the Caps.
Yeah, really good patience from the Caps. Took them a few minutes to warm up, but now they're looking real good.
Back and firing. Fisher has it now, guarded by Kadee. Working off the Hamilton screen, picks up his dribble. They work it around now. Krizlovic, he'll fire a corner 3 that's strong. Nice rebound there from Aaron Anderson. How good is it to see Aaron Anderson back in the QBL?
Yeah, I mean, the last time we saw him, he was, you know, carrying a bit of injury in the playoffs. But, you know, he's a terrific player, and he has been for a couple of years.
First minutes of the season for Alex Loughton. So he gives Hamilton a breather. Kalu also gets a breather.
And Joel Matzik comes in as well.
Anderson inbounds to Kadee. Gets a screen from Volkman. Picks up his dribble. They're going to get Volkman for an offensive foul there. I thought that was a bit late.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot wrong with it.
Crew chief Aaron Gilboy on the call. Also have Jacqueline Dover and Carolyn Hall on the referee team this afternoon. A few different looks from the Capitals defense so far also this afternoon, Dave, as Loughton's short jumper is short.
Yeah, they went back to a zone then, and you know, good look from Alex Loughton, hitting him, get a flash into the high post. That's always on.
Kadee with the bullet pass. Don't know how they didn't call kick as Wilson fires a 3. Volkman can't grab the rebound. Jerlina comes down with it. Jerlina guarded closely by Anderson. Good drive by Jerlina. Dumps off for Krizlovic. Reverse layup is good. Way to make the over-aggressive defense pay on that one.
Yeah, pretty drive and a dish. Great penetration, getting your feet in the paint, finding the bigs.
Anderson works around a Magne screen. Wilson with the three. That's off. Krislovic with the rebound. It looked like a Kopskis there. Similar jump shots. Jelena fires the long two. That's off. Good rebound there from Magne. Pretty up and down affair. Cairns playing a bit loose too as well offensively. Good screen from Magne. Kadee finds Volkman. Pump fake, then fires it short.
Well, they'd be happy with, getting their big shooting 20-footers like that.
Fisher finds Matisek in the corner. Three is off. Volkman battling inside with Loughton. Kadee splits the defense and is fouled by Krislovic. It's the second team foul on Cairns, only the first personal on Fabian Krislovic. Coach Sam McKinnon going to take a timeout, so we'll take one as well. Minute 14 to go in the first quarter, and Cairns up 3, 18-15. In your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at NAB Stadium in Auken Flower. Nothing But Net Media presenting the QBL Game of the Week between the Cairns Marlins and the Brisbane Capitals. It's a 3-point lead for Cairns. As out of the timeout, Brisbane turns it over. Jacoby Hunter kicks ahead from Matisek, swatted by Will Magne. Absolute volleyball spike there by Magne. Cairns that recovers, though. Fisher has it with 9 on the shot clock. Throws up the left-handed floater. It's too strong. Tipped around. Hamilton is stripped by Wilson.
Good hands from Anderson under the rim.
Kadee gets inside past Hamilton and flips it in with the left hand.
Well, he's been a real handful for them so far, proving his class. And he's done a good job down the other end on Fisher as well so far.
Hamilton goes inside for Loughton against Carter. No good. Tipped up and in, though, by Hunter. Great finish there by Jacoby Hunter to increase the Cairns lead to 3.
Good to see. He's got to shake off. He's got to shake off that whole block shot. Move on. Great job getting on the glass.
Caps going to hold for the final one of the quarter. Kadee, deep 3 is short. Long rebound, Matisek gets it, flips it up, but that's well short. So after the first quarter, it's a 3-point lead for Cairns, 20-17. Dave, what are your thoughts on that first quarter of action?
Yeah, good start, obviously, for both teams. A nice little feeler as we open up the quarter, and Brisbane takes a 3 early lead.
Take a quick break. We'll come back with some statistics. Got to give a shout out to Wayne Moore, hooking us up with a couple of sodas. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with some statistics and the second quarter of action. It's a 3-point lead for Cairns here in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at NAB Stadium in Auchenflower. The Nothing But Net Media Game of the Week presented to you by the team here. We've got Regan Baker, Dave Derwin, Chris Sieber, and also James Bowman in the Australian Sports Network down in Sydney providing us with the technical support. It's a 3-point lead for Cairns over the Capitals heading into the second quarter of action. Dave, I know you had a look at the stat sheet. What's jumping out at you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a little nervous, let's say, on the field goal percentage. Both teams didn't shoot the ball terribly well. 2017 scoreline is a little rare these days. Everyone's all about pace and tempo and getting shots up. So, but at the same time, I think Brisbane certainly finished strong. Through Kadee, they're up on the rebounding. A couple good take from Hunter. But Magnay says, I got you again, brother.
Another big swat there from Will Magnay. Like the aggressive play from Hunter, but Magnay's got his number here twice so far.
Well, I think, and it's interesting too, I think Hamilton, the Cairns wanted to maybe try and get him out a little bit too, either give him post-up opportunities.
Big, strong finish there from Magnay, finishing through the contact. Can do it with both hands, does it with the right that time. And he'll have a chance to tie this game with a 3-point play.
Yeah, great move down this end from Magnay, but I was saying down the other end, I think if Cairns maybe makes a little bit of a correction to try and get Hamilton out of the block so much, which is leaving Magnay around there as well as that rim protector. So that'll be interesting to see if they try and shift that up a little bit and try and get Magnay out of the paint, protecting the rim.
Regan, I got to ask you, what was that one there? Hunter got called for a lane violation.
Yeah, break from number 5 from Cairns. Just ran in a little bit too early before the ball left the hands of Magnay, so they give him another opportunity, but still can't put it away.
Hunter thought he was all right. I thought it was okay too. So tight one. It's always a tough call, that one, I think. Jolina dumps it for Hamilton. He'll pull up for a short jumper that's too strong. Big rebound there by Wilson, and he was fouled from behind.
Well, they just went to a horn set, which is literally exactly what I was talking about. So maybe they made that realization. I think they do often run some horns action anyway, but it was a good adjustment, I think, from Cairns to see if they can get some action for Fisher coming off that top screens.
Anderson fires a 3. Wilson, nice offensive rebound. He's been really active here. Copy Wilson in his minutes for the Caps.
And that's certainly what he brings, is that energy on both ends of the floor.
Magnay fouled from behind by Hamilton. Coach O'Loughlin immediately goes to Krislovich, as that's 3 team fouls and the second personal foul on Hamilton. Second personal, third team. Stoddard on the floor, can't get the bank shot to fall. Jerlina has it for Cairns.
Yeah, Stoddard, a Brisbane junior, was at Southwest last year.
Magnay again.
That's a goaltend.
I thought that was a goaltend. It was off the backboard, so that should be a goaltend.
Yeah, it depends on what the referees determined. From where I was sitting, I don't think it hit the backboard before the initial contact was made from the player, so I think it might have been clean.
I think Jamie disagrees with you, Riggs, based on him currently talking to...
3 referees and a commentator against him, so...
Hey, I'm with him. I think it looked like it hit glass.
It definitely looked like it hit glass for me.
But that's okay. They're human.
That's all right. I think Coach O'Loughlin also unhappy with the fact that his team has 4 team fouls called against them a minute 30 into the second as Hunter steals the Kadee pass. Hunter dumps it off for... That's Jerlina missing. Hunter gets it back. Finds Krislovich cutting through the lane. He travels. And again, Coach O'Loughlin doesn't like the call, but I have to agree, that one was the right one. He kind of shuffled his feet, then took 2 steps.
Yeah, great hustle from Wilson too to challenge that layup, which helped get the miss. And they're the little things that coaches notice, and that's how you get minutes.
Jelina's got the assignment on Kadee. 2019 the lead for Kansas. Kadee fires a wing 3. That's good.
Yeah, good. Big shot. It was pretty well defended.
Caps have their first lead of the evening.
Had a good hand in his face, but offense too good.
Matt Dissett comes off the screen. Hands it back to Hunter. Now Loughton has it with 8, guarded by Zach Carter. Finds Hunter, cutting to the basket. Layup is good. Good give and go there from the veteran Hunter to the young Hunter, Loughton to the young Hunter. Kadee dumps it off for Volkman to lay it in. Back and forth we go. 24-22, Caps up. Loughton is open. Usually Loughton at least has a look.
Yeah.
Krizlovic on the wing. He'll fire the three. That's off the side of the rim. Wilson, another defensive rebound. Kadee feeling it. He'll fire and drain it. 27-22, the lead for the Capitals. I mean, he could get on a roll like this in the NBL. You got to think that's going to carry over to the QBL.
Yeah.
Loughton, good defense there from Carter. Got to give Zach Carter a shout out as well. Today's his 30th birthday. So happy birthday, Zach.
Well, he's got the fan here right in front of us, the family fan club. So Scotty's here with the family, and g'day to Big James, no doubt watching over in the States, and Fiona.
27-22, Caps up. Loughton short jumpers off the front of the rim. Kadee grabs a defensive rebound. See if he pulls up again from deep, gets the Volkman screen, picks up his dribble, finds Kopskis open. It's up and off. Krizlovic with a strong defensive rebound, and the big fella's gonna run the fast break for the Marlins. He'll settle back down and get it to Jerlina. Looking inside for Loughton, working against Stoddart. Now Volkman switches over. Loughton with the left hand is no good. Volkman tips it out. Jerlina recovers, fires the three, that's too strong. Jerlina gets his own board. Working against Kopskis. Cairns gonna resettle with 8 on the shot clock. Jerlina working against Kopskis. He's got 2 on the shot clock. He's got to get the shot up, but he steps at it. Oh, they're gonna call him for the hook.
Yeah, good timeout. I was just gonna say, they just need to settle down. Offensively, they're struggling a little bit. Getting them into their offense really late clock. And Loughton's been looking for some early post touches, and they haven't been delivering it, so good timeout.
Good timeout taken by Coach O'Loughlin. We'll take one as well. 5:48 to go in the first. It's a 5-point lead for the Capitals over the Marlins. Your QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at NAB Stadium in Auchenflower. 27-22 the lead for the Brisbane Capitals over the Cairns Marlins. Coach Jamie O'Loughlin taking a timeout. You mentioned it before we took that break, Dave, but Cairns kind of stagnant at the moment.
Yeah, they are, and Brisbane's come out on a 10-2 run to start this quarter. Obviously, it helps when Kadee's on fire. He's got 16 points, leading Brisbane.
Leading everybody, Jason Kadee.
Leading everybody.
And that's exactly what the Capitals brought him out here for. Kadee gets a second screen from Magnay. Skips it over to Stoddart inside for Volkman. Volkman goes to the left. Layup attempt no good. It's tipped out by Magnay. Fisher recovers up. Good defense there for Aaron Farmer on Volkman. Fisher gets it out to Kalu. Now Krizlovic has it, working against Magnay. The big fella's banging inside. Hook shot is well off. Goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Capitals. And Aaron Anderson going to check in. Nick Stoddart going to get a breather.
Well, this is a much improved Magnay so far, Johnny.
He's been great.
On both ends.
He's been excellent so far. And I can't see Coach O'Loughlin's face, but I can see the steam pouring out of his ears at the moment. He's not happy. And there's an offensive foul.
I was going to say, he set some nasty picks, which I'm down with, but they've also got away with a few.
That one's going to go against Will Magnay.
So that was building between him and Volkman. But that's okay. It's good. I like the physicality that they're enforcing on the referees and make the referees make a call.
Fisher goes inside for Hunter. That's Krislovich with the assist. Fisher gets the North American hockey assist on that one.
Yeah, Hunter's been good. Again, being really active, which I think is nice for this Cairns group. Just gives them a little bit of versatility. Great hustle as he blocks
block
Anderson.
From Anderson's three. Kadee fires another three that's off. Tipped by Anderson to Volkman to lay it in. And Anderson, he is one of the coolest customers out there. Just nothing phases him.
No.
He's been in the league for a few years now. I don't think I've ever seen him lose his composure once. Fisher, left hand flutter, no good, but he's fouled. And I love that from Fisher too. He uses both hands and uses them both really well. Sometimes it almost seems as he prefers the left.
Yeah, I remember, was it the semi last year we called, and I felt like he thought he was Larry Bird with the Larry Bird left-hand game, where he shot the ball like 5 times, the first 5 times left-handed.
Yeah, and he was hitting them though, and obviously works on it throughout the year. Why not? I mean, that's the whole point, right? If you're going to work on it, you want to use it. Yeah,
I mean that's I guess the more modern pick and roll skill where if you beat the guard, you keep the guard on your back, and while you're probing, and again, there's opportunities for little teardrops and floaters.
29-26 the score with just under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Kopskis from the corner, his three is an air ball, and Fisher recovers. Fisher out to Farmer, they work it around the perimeter. Kalu has it, coming off a Krislovich screen. Nice pass inside, Hunter finishes with the left hand. Jacoby Hunter really doing a good job here in his minutes for the Marlins.
Yeah, and if you take away the 3 block shots that Magnay had on him, he would have had a great big impact.
Volkman's inside, double teamed, can't finish over Krislovich. Krislovich grabs the D-board.
Well, Johnny, we talk about Brisbane's offense. If you take away Kadee's field goal percentage, the rest of the team is 6 of 25.
Yeah, Kadee can carry a team. He's carried NBL teams, so he can certainly carry a Brisbane Capitals team. He's doing that so far. Fisher again with another good drive. Goes to that left hand and picks up the foul. He'll have 2 shots. This team down 1. Kadee's got 16. Only 3 other caps are on the score sheet. Take a look at the Marlins leading the way for the Marlins. You've got Jacoby Hunter with 8. Fisher hits them both. Cairns retakes the lead, 30-29. Just about 3 minutes to go in this first half. Kadee looks like he hurt an ankle. He slipped up a little bit there. I'm not sure if they're going to call a foul on that one or if it was just Kadee slipping over. They are going to call a block on Fisher. And I think that's going to be free throws for Kadee if he's okay to shoot. Topi's all right. Looks like he's going to walk it off. We know he has had some ankle issues in his career. He's going to try and walk it off. And Brisbane Bullets coach Andre Lamanis in the house. Here checking out his players. He's got Jason Kadee here, also Will Magnay, and a few guys in the development program as well on the floor for the Caps. Looks like Kadee's okay. He waved off the substitution. He's going to step to the free throw line for a couple shots here. His team down 1.
Well, his ankle is the only thing stopping him at the moment. So, you never want to see players get injured like that. So, hopefully it's not too bad. Might be a little sore tomorrow.
Goes 1 of 2, so we're not at 30.
That pick and roll in transition with Magnay is really causing them some problems because Fisher's has to navigate that, and he's often getting smashed by Magnay's middle screen, or he has to dive around it, which is just then what happened, and then they get caught and have to foul. So good action from Brisbane, helping Kadee.
Kalu turns it over. That was late in the shot clock. Anderson puts on the Jets, finds Kadee from the wing. It's up, no good. Fisher grabs a rebound. And after a huge night last night against Spartans, the Caps have done a good job keeping Anthony Fisher in check.
Yeah.
Going one-on-one with Anderson, again with the left hand, and he'll go to the free throw line. So Fisher being uber aggressive here, getting to the free throw line early and often here.
Yeah, well, they need it at the moment. Just their offense isn't as effective as they'd like, and so good read from him to make something happen.
Anderson, slight in stature, but a really strong defender. He's super quick on his feet, and he's strong. He's real strong.
Yeah.
Fisher hits the first. 2:18 to go in the first half. Fisher hits the second. So he's up 2, and the Marlins are up 2, 32-30 with 2:15 to go in the first. Fisher has the Kadee assignment. Kadee comes off another Magne screen, pulls it back, fadeaway jump shot, in and out, tipped around. Kalu comes up with it for Cairns, and then gets it to Fisher. So now we're under 2. Cairns up 2. Loudon from the wing, three-pointer up, no good. Tipped around, Kalu comes down with it for Cairns, steps into another three, does Loudon, he misses again. Carter grabs the defensive rebound.
Yeah, really nice action then from Fisher and Alex Loudon. Great slip of the high screen and created great look. Kalu did a really good job on the glass.
Jake Davis three is off. Anderson skies for an offensive rebound. Kadee working against Fisher, goes to the left. Floater is up and no good. Tipped around, Lawton grabs it. Fisher gonna fire a wing three, rolls in and out. Kadee grabs it and he's gonna push for the Capitals. Gets his feet in the paint, dumps it off for Jake Davis to lay it in, and we're tied at 32. Kalu comes off the Krislovich screen. Jake Davis gets called for the foul. It's the 15th foul against the Capitals. It's going to send Mason Kalu to the line for 2 shots. It's a good, strong North Queensland name, Kalu, isn't it?
It is, and no doubt his old man is happy with the youngster getting some good burn, and obviously the nephew of Joel Kalu up in Cairns, and from Cairns basketball and Mactown fame.
Kalu hits the first but misses the second. Then Carter gets called for a push in the back on Loudon. Battling for the rebound.
Not a lot in that one.
That's the veteran call, isn't it? You get the little shove in the back and take a few steps forward.
Yeah.
I've seen you pull that off a few times there on
well,
yourself.
I just think, you know, the physicality of some of the screens they've allowed, and then you go and whistle that. But anyway.
Alex Loudon at the free throw line, hits them both. His team's up 3 with 47 seconds to go in the first half. Anderson works off a double screen, splits the defense, goes right at Krislovich to flip it up and in. How good was that?
Too good. He is worth the price of admission every Caps home game, that's for sure.
And then he nearly gets the steal on Kalu. Kalu recovers. Then it goes out of bounds off of Will Magne. Really tough backcourt, isn't it? That Aaron Anderson, Jason Kadee backcourt for the QBL in 2019.
Yeah, really solid. 13 on the clock here for Cairns.
Fisher has it guarded by Cobby Wilson. Comes off a Krislovich screen, picks up his dribble. Loudon's gonna fire a left wing three off the front of the rim. Anderson grabs it, nearly loses it. Mason Kalu recovers, goes right at the defense, layup no good. Jake Davis has it, gets it to Anderson with 3, 2, 1 on the shot clock. Anderson puts it up, it's no good off the back of the rim. He wanted a foul call, the referees didn't give it to him, And heading into the halftime break, it's a 1-point lead for the Cairns Marlins. Really exciting finish there to the first half, and a really exciting first half of action, Dave.
Yeah, certainly good action up and down, and had some good runs, making some shots, not making some shots. So both teams, good start, and they'll regroup at half time.
We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back with some statistics for you at the half. It's 35-34, the Cairns Marlins over the Brisbane Capitals in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Welcome back to NAB Stadium in Auckland Flower. It's halftime here, and the Cairns Marlins are up 35-34 on the Brisbane Capitals. I'm John Guarna, joined by Regan Baker and Dave Derwin on the call. Dave, really good first half of action. Let's take a look at some of those stats.
Yeah, it was good action, that's for sure. It wasn't necessarily pretty shooting, but both teams struggling a little bit. 34% for the Caps, only 25% for the Marlins. But what the Marlins did do is get to the foul line, 11 of 12 free throws. So when their offense looked a little funky, of which it did, they were managed to manufacture some production. So, they're hanging right in there. I think Hunter was great off the bench for them, and Fisher did a good job. Only a few shots, but he went and got 6 foul shots and made all 6 of them. So, I think if Coach O'Loughlin's looking for a little bit more production from his front line, Hamilton and Chris only 4 of 12, 5 boards. So I think they need to be a bit more productive if Cairns wants to get away with this one today.
The Capitals were led by Jason Kadee, but it was really Jason Kadee and not much else. What did you see from the Caps in that first half?
Yeah, they really were. I think I talked about it was, he was 6 of 10 and the rest of them was 6 of 25 or something at the time. So I think they're getting good looks, and I just think they just need to continue with their structure. They'll get good looks. I thought they played pretty well, moved the ball, people had shots, just didn't make a couple. I liked especially some of that high-low when Volkman and Magne worked together is nice. I'd look to explore that a little bit more as well.
Yeah, and it's interesting when you bring in a player like Jason Kadee, as great of a player as he is, particularly here for the Capitals, it's a bit of an adjustment for players like Aaron Anderson and Jake Davis. So the first time out, they look pretty good, I think.
Well, I think so. I think to that point, a couple of the correction is the Kopsakis and Davis, right? So maybe their minutes are going to fluctuate a little bit as Coach McKinnon works out who he likes and who he trusts and where he likes them. They might be 2 guys who suffer a little bit over the next couple of weeks as they find their feet.
Well, we'll see what happens. We're set now for the start of the second half. We'll have a little bit of a chat about the QBL shortly as a whole, Dave, but we're underway here as Kadee finds Anderson inside to Magne. It's been a good battle between Magne and Hamilton so far. Magne goes to the right hand. He's fouled by Hamilton.
Well, he's just got to be smarter. That's not a smart foul. He's coming back to the basket. Put your hands up. You're on 2. That makes it 3. Now O'Loughlin's going to have to go, well, I guess I'm going to leave him in for a little bit. See how we go.
Magne likes the matchup too. Hamilton got a little bit on him early, but it's been pretty much all Magne since.
It is his 3rd, right, Johnny? I'm pretty sure.
His 3rd personal, yes. Yeah. Magne hits them both, so they take a lead again to do the Capitals, 36-35. Fisher gets inside, fakes the pass, kicks it out. Jerlina steps into a 3. That's up, no good. Anderson grabs the rebound and kicks ahead for Kadee.
Yeah, good pressure from Brisbane. Johnny, again, just up the floor a little bit. They burnt, 11 seconds off the clock before Cairns got into anything. So I really like that too, and that's something that I think Coach McKinnon can exploit this year with the depth he has.
Kadee turned it over, so Cairns has an opportunity to retake the lead. Fisher nearly lost it, recovers. Gets inside, goes right at Kadee, flips it up with the left hand, plus the foul. Fisher goes to that off hand often. This time it falls for him.
And for all the young fellas and ladies watching, you got to love Kadee's reaction, right? He thinks it was a bum call, but he just moved on, which I like. Too many guys are ragging on referees these days, youngsters. Take the call, good or bad, move on.
Fisher hits. So good response there from Anthony Fisher, and back and forth we go. Cairns retakes a 2-point lead. Anderson gets the Magne screen, gets it out to the birthday guy, Zach Carter, the big 3-0 today. Now Kadee goes inside from Magne, looking to go one-on-one with Hamilton. He'll fire the jump shot. That's short. Fisher gets it for Cairns. Jelena has it working against Kadee. He's going to try and back down, spins baseline. Good defense there from Jason Kadee. Gets it out now to Fisher. 8 on the shot clock. Fisher out to Hamilton. Hamilton puts it on the floor, gets to the rim, swatted by Magne. That's going to be a shot clock violation. Will Magne with his 3rd huge block of the afternoon.
Yeah, and there's your Brisbane defense again. Doing a great job. Kalu being really active. That's his 7th rebound in the game, 4 offensive. And he's moving without the ball. You could hear the Cairns bench yelling at their teammates as Fisher had the ball move, because everyone's just watching. Not enough player movement for Cairns.
That's surprising, really, because we saw, particularly in the run to the grand finals, how well they moved the ball. It was a very pick and roll heavy action, but they moved the ball extremely well and got a lot of people involved.
Yeah.
Corner 3 from Kopskis is up and strong. Magne tips it out. There's a foul somewhere in there. Looks like it's going to go against Cairns. I think it's going to go against Krizlovic. His 3rd as well.
Jelena, yeah.
Jelena, sorry. So Jacoby Hunter has to check back in for Jelena.
And that's the challenge, whether it was a good call, bad call. Magne just put so much pressure on the defense that you got to try and find the guy.
Kadee's looking like Dame Lillard out there, shooting from about half court. Hits another 3 to give his team a 1-point lead.
Well, you better find that guy too.
Hamilton to Kalu, out to Fisher. That's an air ball. Kopskis recovers, and now Kadee has it, looking to increase the Caps' lead. Kadee finds Magne rolling to the screen. Heavy contact. He finishes, plus the foul. Kalu tried to take the charge, but Magne went right through him and got the bucket plus the foul.
Yeah, just a little late on the rotation, but good on him for putting his body on the line.
Volkman going to check in for Zach Carter. And Magne going to go to the free throw line for the opportunity to complete the 3-point play.
Pretty good crowd here, Johnny, for a Sunday afternoon.
Very nice, very good crowd.
Yeah, it's always tough. The Sunday Arvo games are always a little hard for the Brisbane teams to get, or the Southeast Queensland teams to get their fans in. I don't know why. I think it's terrific. Sunday Arvo.
There's no footy on, that's for sure. Kopskis picks up the charge on Jacoby Hunter. Talked a little bit about Matty Woodford picking up charges in the women's game, but gee, Anthony Kopskis picks up his fair charge calls as well. He takes pride in it too, and that's what you love to see from a defender. He's willing to risk picking up a call on himself to try and get that charge call. He moves his feet really well, and he is super aggressive. I like Kopskis defensively.
Yeah.
He's a pest. I know you play against him sometimes. I know you hate playing against him because he's a pest.
It's just because I'm old, that's all.
Well, that too.
No, he does a really good job. He certainly does. And that's exactly what you want. It comes in and be a pain, disrupt.
And when I say pest, I mean it in the best way, of course. Kadee has it now on the wing, guarded by Fisher. Gets the screen from Volkman, reverses it to Kopskis. He'll fire a left wing 3. That's good for Anthony Kopskis.
Yeah, they can get that all season long. That patient little lift from the corner is always on, and they've got such great three-point shooting.
Hamilton gonna look to answer with his own 3. That's way off. Fisher somehow comes up with it. Out to Krizlovic, good pump fake. Fisher in the corner, jump shot up. Too strong. Jacoby Hunter, another offensive rebound. Putback is strong. Another tip is no good. Hunter comes away with it. Out to Krizlovic now. And Fisher gonna settle it down for Cairns. Here's Fisher going against Anderson. He's fouled.
Yeah.
Good take there by Anthony Fisher.
Anderson doesn't like it, but it's a good call.
And Dave, QBL fans up in North Queensland, particularly in Cairns, also in Townsville, and I think everyone down in the Gold Coast would have seen in their local newspaper the QBL's Best of the Best by Jordan Gerrans. 10 best players in the QBL, Dave. I'm going to put you on the spot. Give me your top 10 in the men's comp.
Oh man,
give me.
It's game one.
Give me 10 of your top players at least. Maybe not your full top 10.
Well, a few of them are here today, that's for sure. I mean, Anderson's got to be in there. Fisher's got to be in there. Kitty's got to be in there. He's a bit of a cheater. He's only just come, so. But I got to give him.
That's 3 out of 10 already, Dave. There's how many teams in the competition?
Well, I was going to give Magne one too. There's 4. I mean, well, there's 4.
Well, give me some of your top guys then. We don't have to call it top 10, but who else?
Well, I think
outside of the court today.
The old Bear from Southwest is pretty handy. He had 31 last night. You know,
which Bear? Because there was a couple Bears that had big ones last night.
There is. So this is.
Big block there from Fisher.
Yeah, Jared was good last night as well, and let's have a look. Obviously, Izzy's been a good, solid guard the last few seasons as well. He's a terrific player.
A lot of good guards out there. What about certain Rockhampton player, former MVP, returning to the comp of this season as Magne puts it down with 2 hands. Coach Jamie O'Loughlin going to take a timeout here as Brisbane starting to pull away a bit. His team down 5. Magne doing it all on the defensive and offensive ends at the moment. Let's keep it here though, Dave, because I want to hear some more of these top 10 players.
Well, I'm just going to
What about Sean Bruce, man?
Yeah,
he's
Bruce,
back.
No, he's back. Obviously picked up by the Kings. So Rocky be tough this year. I haven't seen their imports, so that'll be interesting. But Trigger must have those big fat regional checkbooks ready.
I just got a partnership with Adani, which was huge, I think. Yeah, congratulations to those guys. I think it's a really good sign for Rockhampton and basketball as a whole that you get a partner like that on board.
Yeah. If we keep on going down the.
How about the reigning champs?
Well, I was gonna go down the coast as well.
You're taking it from the top down.
You got Petrie's down there in the Goldie, and that'll be interesting with Martin. See what they can do. They were a bit disappointing last year, let's be honest. But they got a good squad, a couple of imports too, so that'll be interesting to see. Spartans, no one's coming to me. Have I missed one?
What about Townsville? I mean, you still have Josh Wiltshire back. He's a former Grand Finals MVP. I think he's got to be up there for consideration.
Absolutely, and no Froling this year. Baker has been terrific the last couple of seasons. So there's about 8 or 9.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talent.
Mactown, I mean, obviously, Cedar's up there too. He's doing a good job.
Hey, Mitch Young.
Yeah, Mitch Young
Cedar as well.
Yeah.
There's super talent. I don't know how, Jordan, you got to 10 guys, to be honest with you, but I'd be keen to hear what everyone else listening thinks about the top 10. If you do have your top 10 or you want to mention someone that we forgot, let us know in the comments either on YouTube or on Facebook, and we'll let you know what we think for sure.
Nice.
Hunter, great footwork there from Hunter, and that finishes with the left.
He did a great job, but I really like the patience from Joel then, who again attacked with the offhand, threw a nice little left dime as the Hunter. Both those boys obviously been running around with the Indigenous group last couple of years with Joel Kalu and
Cobby Wilson drains the 3. Nice move there from Cobby.
So
I can see in the corner there, you see Seb Windsor. It's almost like you swapped out Cobby for Seb. So I miss Seb. We got to bring him back.
Hey, I tried to see what he was doing.
Fisher missed the 3. Magne another rebound. They're going to say Loughton took his legs out from under him, unintentionally, obviously. But a bit of contact there, so Loughton gets called for the foul. The 5th one against Cairns in the quarter. So Magne going to go to the free throw line for a couple shots. And
yeah, I would have thought there'd be about 14 teams or 15 that were keen on Seb Windsor, but I think he just decided he had enough. And yeah,
I'm a fan of Seb Windsor's game. I thought he probably could have got a lot more burn than he did last year, because I thought he really had a great impact when we saw him on the floor.
Yeah, he did a really good job. That's for sure.
Magne missed the first, and if we were going to knock anything about Will Magne's performance this afternoon, it'd be at the charity stripe. He's now 3 of 7 from the free throw line.
Well, his form's pretty good, so that's just around reps, getting the reps up and putting in the work in the off-season.
Fisher working against Kopskis. Gets it over to Krislovic. Krislovic pulls it back.
I really like that some of these Bullets guys are playing in the league, and I think it's good for Queensland basketball to continue to see them play.
Krizlovic with a nice jump shot, squares up on Volkman and drains it. And again, for Cairns, I know the Marlins have a lot to do with the Taipans program, but this just raises the level of the competition when you have Bullets players and Taipans players in the league. Another foul on the floor.
Wow. Volkman on the offensive rebound. Again, hard work getting rewarded. Jacoby Hunter thought it was a little soft.
I think that foul went against Fabian Krizlovic.
Okay.
Nick Stoddart back on the court. Kopska's going to get a breather. 49-44 is the lead here for Brisbane.
Yeah, not a high scoring affair. 19 of 50 for Brisbane, shooting just 38% from the field. Cairns shooting even worse, 26%. If it wasn't for the free throws, Cairns would be in a world of hurt.
50-44 the lead. And the defense for Brisbane really kind of shutting down Cairns. So Loughton picks up his dribble, gets it out to Matisek with 7 on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock now. Matisek step back 3 is up and short. Stoddart with the rebound.
I don't really think that's his shot. And again, just that Cairns offense has really been broken down. Great pass.
Great job there. Kadee to Magne to Volkman. Really pretty basketball being played at the moment by the Capitals. They're up 8. Wilson working hard against Fisher. There's Loughton slipping the screen. 3 is up and good.
There you go.
He's been doing that for a very long time, has Alex Loughton.
Again, really good read. Good footwork from Loughton, especially on set the screen and then rolling, or popping, sorry.
Kadee comes off the Volkman screen. Layup is up and good, plus the foul. Hunter doesn't like the call, but there's a lot of contact, particularly with the body.
Well, it wasn't a huge amount, but again, you can't play D with your hands on the hips like that. And so the right call. Good take from Kadee, who after the hot first half has been a little quiet.
Well, he's happy to sit back because his team is spreading the love. Magne's had a bit of shine here in the third quarter, and the team's playing some great team basketball.
Yeah.
54-47 with Jason Kadee at the line for 2 shots. Make it 1, sorry, meant the 3-point play. And Kadee will get a breather. Anderson will come in. 55-47 the lead now for the Capitals. And we did not do our preseason podcast where we predict our top 8, Dave. I suspect that if we did, you would have had these 2 teams around that 8.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I actually think it'll be a pretty similar 8 to last season. But again, you never know, right? Especially last year, there was really close positions at 8. I think it was like 6 through 10 were all pretty similar spots, and we only got them sorted out late in the season. So,
where would you see these 2 teams though in that top 8? Do you see these teams as potential champions or grand finalists?
Well, I certainly think they're both top 6 teams, talent-wise and coaching-wise. So I think it would depend on obviously how they put the season together. I mean, Rockhampton's got a pretty studded roster as well. So. That'll be interesting to see how the Rocky guys go.
Wilson really hassling Fisher.
Oh.
And Jerlina stepped out of bounds. Great defense there from Wilson. He's done a really nice job off the bench for the Capitals. He's in the corner, fires a 3. That's short. Tipped around. Krizlovic grabs it for Cairns.
I mean, it's kind of interesting, right? If I'm O'Loughlin right now, Cairns haven't played well. We're only down 7, which... 6, so which is pleasing because they've scrapped and they've been poised and they've certainly continued to fight defensively.
6-point lead here. Krizlovic shot that air ball. I mean, working against Magne.
As you know, Johnny, we speak the truth here on NBN. You need better production from the big fella than 3 points, 1 of 8. 5 boards.
they're not getting much out of their front court, really. You look at it for Cairns. You've got Loughton with 5, Hamilton with 3, and Kruzlovic on 9.
Yeah.
Kruzlovic is a walking double-double, so you'd like a little more production out of him, but certainly need more out of your import Hamilton and the the veteran Loughton. Kruzlovic, there he is, sky hook, no good, but he's fouled on his way up, so he's going to get a couple of shots. Coach McKinnon having a chat with referee Jacqueline Dover. Coach Rodney Anderson on the comments saying, I could almost name my top 10 and all be point guards. Wilcher, Chris Cedar, Bruce, Jason Kadee, Fisher, Anderson, Izzy, Reese Martin, Taylor Young. That's not a bad top 10.
Yeah.
That's not a bad top 10.
Well, you're the one putting me on the spot.
Well,
at least I shared the love in the
Rod
different
at least
spots.
had a couple minutes to think about it. I just
that's
put you
right.
right on there. I mean, easy for Rod, hey? But no, that's a great top 10. I mean, it's super hard to nail down.
Well, it's funny, right? I was kind of thinking, someone asked me who I think's going to win it this year the other day, and I said, well, Rocky has a pretty legit 5, right? And so many of the teams have such a good 5 that then they need to have balance on the bench with obviously local talent or veterans, etc. So, I mean, so many of the teams have terrific point guards and shooting guards and power forwards, and so it's pretty easy to get to 10 great players in the league.
Pretty
which
quickly.
is good. Yeah, I mean, the strength of the competition's terrific.
Jalen Bintahal on the floor for Cairns. Nearly turned it over. Stoddart lost it. Kruzlovic has it. Finds Loughton. Loughton with a few dribbles over to Bintahal with 7 on the shot clock. Gets in the paint, gets to the rim, floater well off. Kruzlovic grabs the rebound though and lays it in.
Well, and now they're down 3. This is the sneak attack from Cairns. We've seen it many times where they hang around.
Well, Brisbane's going to be able to hold for the final shot here in the third quarter, up 3. Anderson skips it, Stoddart's open. He's going to fire a 3 off the side of the rim. Tipped around, Loughton has it. He's got to get a shot off. It's up. It's well short, though. And heading into the final quarter of action, it's a 3-point lead for the Brisbane Capitals over the Cairns Marlins. It's a real tight one, Dave, and you said it before. Brisbane looked really good at times in that third quarter. Cairns not so much. But we head into the final quarter, and it's only a 3-point game.
Well, and with the veteran roster like Cairns as well, all they need is a little bit of a sniff, and they're right there.
Well, we'll see. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back with a bit of statistics and analysis after the quick break from your QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Welcome back to NAB Stadium here in Auckland Flower. 55-52 the lead for the Capitals over the Cairns Marlins heading into the final 10 minutes of the game. Really interesting third quarter there, setting things up for an exciting fourth quarter and final bit of action here We did talk a little bit about the top 10. Dave gave us his top 10.
Well,
Rod Anderson gave us his top 10 as well.
I did forget one omission that I have to. Jimmy Mitchell for sure.
I was going to say, we had a few write-ins for fan favorite Jimmy Mitchell as well. A couple mates of his actually sent it in, so we don't know how true it is as Bintahal lays it in. But we love Jimmy Mitchell as well. His general manager, Cam Trigar, with the write-in as well, as is our good friend Joe Kalu writing in for Jimmy Mitchell. So, like we said, it's hard to get a top 10, but Jimmy certainly would be up for consideration.
I mean, Trigger can't just be giving us his whole team.
Well,
though,
right? we get a text message from Cam Trigar, and all we see is Rockhampton players. I mean, come on, Trig, we know you're the GM, but put your analyst hat on. We know you could break it down for us.
Yeah.
55-54, Bintahal has cut the deficit to 1. And I think it's really interesting to see here. Coach O'Loughlin really leaning on his bench quite heavily in the game so far.
Well,
as Fisher
and
gets to the
rightfully
rim.
so, because to be honest, his front line's been pretty poor. Kalu, another offensive rebound and kick.
Krislovic has it in the corner, out to Loughton now.
And if you're a betting man, you know some of these Cairns guys that are veterans, you think they're gonna come good.
Loughton with the turnaround, can't hit, and Carter comes down with it.
Maybe there's a little bit of that third game in 3 days. Obviously, first round as well for Cairns. So,
Kadee, one-handed floater is no good. Volkman tips it around and out of bounds.
Good box out from Cairns.
Cairns has had a few stops here to start the 4th.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Coach O'Loughlin does with Hamilton here. He's in foul trouble. Trigger wants to start a war with me on the air.
Anderson nearly comes up with the steal. Krislovic gets down for it. Bintahal's going to fire a 3. It's up and short. Krislovic offensive rebound. Hook shot's no good. That one hurts there. Chris could have just jammed that one.
Well, he forgot where the rim was.
Now Kadee looking inside. Volkman banks it home.
Yeah. I think Trigger, he misheard what I said. I said they had a great 5. And I agree, he's got a good roster. They're up there. That's for sure.
Rocky is going to be tough. We'll have him in a few weeks' time when they come down here. Looking forward to that. But Trigg said it as well, and everyone I've talked to about the QBL, it's going to be another great season. I mean, the talent that we have in the QBL rivals some of the better competitions across all the states in Queensland. In Australia, I should say. I'm sorry, but it's a great competition, and I think we're the beneficiary of having a couple of NBL teams in the state as well, but I think that really forces the other clubs and associations to get out there and get that level of talent to be competitive, as we see Krislovic finish with the left hand.
Well, there needs to be more of that. With no Magne in the game, he needs to be beasting it up, looking for the ball, and really being hungry. They've struggled for some production in the front court, and they really need some help because they haven't been hitting from outside either.
Carter from very deep misses, but there's a foul inside as Kopska's battling for the rebound. Then Krislovic gets called for the foul. Jelena getting set to check in for Cairns. Bintahal going to get a breather. And Will Magne also checking in for the birthday guy, Zach Carter.
Well, I give a bit of fair uppercuts to all, and Jelena, he needs to be better too. Again, 20 minutes of action, 2 of 8. Hasn't really looked like being in the game. Had a bit of foul trouble. Let's see what these Cairns guys can do to try and close the game out.
Anderson getting set to inbound.
Tell you one thing with Fisher, he's been solid, but boy, he's had the likes of Wilson and Stoddart all over him all game long. So they've done a really good job of being in his grill.
He's had a lot of guys thrown at him defensively too. I'll tell you what, Jason Kadee, he looked good at times with the Bullets, but he's looked great so far tonight for the Capitals. There's Kopska's coming off the screen. Corner 3 is an bank shot. I'm surprised they didn't call the shot clock violation, but Cairns got the ball, so they'll let him keep it here. There's Jelena working against Jason Kadee. Comes off the screen, dumps it for Krislovic. Jump stop, shot blocked by Magne again. Mason Kalu wide open for 3. It's good. Go. Big bucket there for Kalu, and Cairns retakes the lead. And Coach Sam McKinnon has to take a timeout as the Capitals are down 2 with 6:46 to go in this one. We'll take a quick break, and your QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at NAB Stadium in Auchenflower. Cairns has regained the lead, 59-57. 6:46 to go in this one. And really a concerted effort from the team, the Cairns bench, really, I think. But we see Krislovic having a little more success as well. And Fisher starting to warm up a little bit, but huge buckets and really great action from Mason Kalu. He's been a surprise for me this afternoon, Dave.
Yeah, he's been really good, obviously, and having to look at Anderson and Kadee most of the game. Nice little after timeout from McKinnon.
Hey, Anderson got absolutely free on that one. He was wide open underneath, so we're back tied at 59. Krislovic has it. Now Loughton inside for Jelena, posting up against Kopskas, holding his ground. Another huge swat from Will Magne. I don't know if he realizes that he's playing basketball, not volleyball, because he's spiking everything.
But equally, they got to adjust. Again, if he's going to go for everything, you just pump fake, kick it out, make the rotation. Someone's open because he's flying in, trying to block everything.
Loughton, Jelena now with 3 on the shot clock. He's got to get a shot off. Fadeaway is up, no good. Foul inside, looks like it's going to go against Anderson as he and Fisher were battling for position.
Again, just that fundamental, Johnny. Disciplined, attacking the offensive glass. Like Fisher and Kalu have done most of the night, and they're picking up some good fouls.
And I think I got to give credit to the referees. They've really let both teams play. It's been a physical game, and Kopskas going to get called for the block there. But they've let both teams play physically. So really good credit to the referees. I think they've done an excellent job this afternoon.
Done a good job. Cairns got to keep on attacking, I think, here. Looking to get feet in the paint, get their shooters open.
That previous foul on Anderson was his 4th, so Zach Carter going to check in for Aaron Anderson.
For Brisbane, I think they just need to lock down defensively and try and run out of this in trans. They've got plenty of shooters, plenty of intelligent guys, and they just need to push the pace a little bit, I think. Try and speed it up.
Another block from Magne. He's really helping his teammates all out. That's got to be 6 blocks already this afternoon.
That'll be number 7, Johnny.
Nice catch and a great take. Can't finish, though, by Magne. Gets it back out to Kopskas for 3. It's off. Volkman grabs another one. Put back no good, but he's fouled. The 2 big men who've made the move over from Spartans have really done a good job on the glass, and they've worked really well together. They've both found each other for really good looks. They're good mates off the court, and you see it on the court as well.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. Collectively, the two-headed monsters got 23 and 18 rebounds. I mean, I'm going to say Magne's got, and collectively 7 blocks, but Benny doesn't feature too heavily in the shot block, in the block shot column.
No, all 7 by Magne.
Big leap of Benny Volkman.
Yeah,
massive
he's
leaper.
Huge.
I think he's vertical leaps about a couple inches, maybe.
Hey,
he's a good kid.
When you're 6'8", I don't think you have to jump too high.
He's good. He's a good kid. Known him a long time. Done a great job. 12 and 9 off the bench for the Caps.
Krislovic spins on Volkman. Left-handed layup is good. This is a tight one. It's a 1-point game. The teams at the moment, neither can really take control of this game. Kadee back out there, guarded closely by Jerlina. They go to Volkman with Kalu against them. Double team comes. Volkman spins away from it and finishes through some contact. That's a nice move and good footwork there from Benny.
Absolutely.
And Volkman approaching double-double territory. 7 offensive rebounds.
Interesting if Hamilton joins us again today, Johnny.
Fisher has it stripped by Wilson. It goes out of bounds off of Fisher. Good hustle and good defense. It was Volkman who got the tip. Coach Jamie O'Loughlin going to take a timeout with 4:39 to go. Dave, let's keep it here because, Dave, this is super tight. They're going back and forth. We haven't seen Hamilton. Caps are dominating the glass. Are you surprised that we haven't seen the big fella?
Yeah, he hasn't had a great debut, but equally, I think, you know, you brought him here. You got to put him back in because they need a little bit of body to match Volkman and Magnay's offensive rebounding, which is hurting them. And to be honest, keeping Brisbane in the game at the moment. The shooting's gone real cold from Kadee's hot start. So, you know, I think you got to put Hamilton in and try and utilize him somehow.
Yeah, neither team really shooting well. Caps on the game so far, 34%. They're at 21% from 3. You look at the Marlins, they're only at 29%, 16% from 3. So all these misses really you're looking at some interesting rebounding numbers. Cairns has 49 total rebounds, 21 offensive. Then you look at Brisbane, 47 total rebounds, 19 offensive, 7 from Volkman. That's just work.
It is, and Cairns aren't the biggest team. I mean, you get Hamilton out, you know, Loughton and Chris, and they're a bunch of 6-foot-something guards. So, you know, certainly size isn't Cairns' advantage.
Yeah, Mason Kalu, not necessarily a big banger, but he's got 7 boards, 4 of them offensive as well.
And they've put in Farmer now, subbed out Kalu, put Farmer in for a little more size. So we'll see if that can help the defensive rebounding here.
Magnay working on the screen for Kadee. Kadee uses it, then steps back, picks up his dribble, finds Volkman out to Kadee, wide open for 3. It's up. It's good from Jason Kadee. Benny Volkman showing the full arsenal with the dime.
Well, I think he showed us a travel, but got away with it.
Now you cannot let Jason Kadee that much time and space. He'll make you pay. Fisher goes inside for Loughton, guarded by Zach Carter. Backing down, goes to the paint. Hook shot is no good, but the foul is called. It's going to go against Zach Carter, and Loughton going to go to the free throw line for a couple shots. Carter's second personal. Anderson checks back in for Kobe Wilson. And Loughton at the free throw line for 2 shots.
Bit of a night and day world of Brisbane basketball with last year's teams versus this year. I mean, this year it's been a lot of front court points and production, in particular from Magnay and Carter, versus historically it's been the Houston 3-ball-a-thon. So interesting different style of play here for the Caps this year in 2019.
Carter gets some room to work. His shot short, though. Rebound to Krislovich. I think Brisbane's done a really good job on Fisher as the jump shot contested, and there's Benny Volkman's double-double. 12 points, 10 rebounds for Ben as Anderson dumps it off for Magnay. Little miscommunication, and Jerlina gets it. Up ahead to Farmer, can't finish. Then Kadee gets it for Brisbane.
Well, Coach O'Loughlin's asking for a basket interference, which I probably would agree with.
That foul called against Aaron Farmer inside. It's the 3rd team foul on Cairns.
Riggs, I think the ruling is if they think it interferes with the ball, they can call a goaltend. But I mean, for me, the ball's going anywhere near the rim, it's going to interfere, right? I mean, I think it.
Yeah, there's been some few changes with the goaltending rule in the last couple of years as well. Typically, if the ball is on the way up and hasn't hit the backboard, it is automatically goaltending.
Okay.
Once it hits the backboard, yeah, if it hits the backboard and it's on its way down, it's got any chance of going in, it is basket interference. If you smack the backboard and it had a possibility of going in, it's basket interference.
Yeah,
There's a few very different rules with it.
I think they missed that. I think that was a... Anyway.
Farmer gets called for the foul, pushing Volkman in the back. Volkman's been a handful to this afternoon. And he's going to go to the free throw line for a couple shots. Volkman's got to the free throw line. Let's see how many times.
They're actually going to put this one in from the baseline. Johnny, referees had a bit of a discussion, and yeah, they're just going to go baseline ball.
I thought that they were going to reward him because he was looking to tap it in. Here's Kadee coming off the Volkman screen. Step back three is too strong. Tipped around. Krislovic gets it out to Jerlina.
Yeah, good hand from Loughton on the shooter.
Krislovic attacking the paint, picks up his dribble, nice pass inside. Fisher can't handle it.
Back-to-back
turnovers. A little tight.
Back-to-back turnovers. Good job from Brisbane to force the issue.
And we say it again, though, Dave, it's only a three-point game with 2 minutes to go. It's going to be a tough finish for both teams here. Pass inside was a tough one. Volkman recovers, loses it. Magnay gets it, goes right at the defense, and Loughton draws the foul on Will Magnay. Loughton slid right in there, and he was established. Magnay's eyes were for the rim. He looked like he wanted to rip the whole stanchion down.
Great veteran play from Loughton. Must have been close. I didn't think Magnay got a catch from too far out, so Loughton must have done a good job to get his pinky out.
It was a good call. He was definitely there. Whether he was in the circle or not is another story. Good full court pressure from Jason Kadee, really hassling Christian Jerlina. Jerlina gets free, goes right at the rim at Magnay. Another swat from Will Magnay. That's number 8 on the afternoon. Kadee with the finger roll to lay it in. It's a 5-point lead for Brisbane, and Coach O'Loughlin has to take a timeout. Magnay has been all over the place. He's approaching a triple-double. He's got 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 blocks. He's got a minute and a half to pick up those other 2 blocks, and at the rate he's going, I don't know if anyone's going to come near the rim anymore anyway.
Yeah.
Let's keep it here, though, Dave. Pretty impressive performance here from Will Magnay yet. Cairns only down 5, a minute and a half to go. A lot of game time left.
Yeah, a lot of time. And, again, it was a good take. Just a better defensive effort from Magnay.
What's been most impressive for you from both teams so far today, Dave?
Well, Cairns have hung around, which you know they always will. So they've done a good job at hanging around, shooting pretty poorly at 28% from the floor. So you're never really going to be in games when you shoot 28%. So the fact they're around the mark is impressive at least, and they've done that primarily with a bit of free throw action and hitting the offensive glass. But Brisbane's answered every time, getting buckets when they needed to. So it's a big possession, I think, and obviously Cairns need to score. Brisbane will patiently run something, no doubt, for a Kadee Magnay pick and roll, and we'll see what happens.
Well, this is huge. If you're Cairns, you gotta come away with something out of this possession, don't you?
Yeah, if they don't get a score here, they're probably done.
Brisbane going to pick up full court as well, which is interesting. Anderson has done a good job against Fisher this afternoon, but I like what Brisbane's done also, throwing a lot of defenders at Fisher. Goes behind his back, looks inside for Krislovic, who loses it out of bounds. Don't know if Krislovic was looking for that one. I could see Coach O'Loughlin not happy. You don't want to turn the ball over, especially out of a timeout.
Yeah, just need to grind this out, get a good stop here. Plenty of time, as we've said.
Magnay hurt himself. Kadee took a 3, that's off. Then the crowd wasn't happy, the Cairns bench wasn't happy with the screen set by Magnay. And then he and Fisher are having some words. Technical called against somebody. I'm not sure if it was against Magnay or not. Fisher and Magnay having a few words. Obviously, it was Fisher who took the screen from Magnay on the other end that kind of winded Magnay. And then Magnay set a hard screen on Jerlina.
I didn't see the Fisher Magnay first screen, so I can't comment. But then Magnay absolutely got away with an offensive screen the next play. And then obviously him and Fish had a little bit of some words down the other end.
Yeah, well, there was contact somewhere along the way. Technical foul is called against Will Magnay, which hurts Brisbane really at the moment. Fisher hits the free throw, and they have possession, so bit of a swing here for Cairns.
I go straight at Magnay now, right? He's a little hot. He's going to jump at everything. Pump fake, go to the line here, go to Jelena or Loughton and put him in the block. You got to capitalize when guys are a little emotional.
Loughton from the wing, 3 is up, no good. Anderson with a big defensive rebound. We're about 45 seconds left. Brisbane going to work some clock here. Cairns must get a stop on this possession. Anderson from the free throw line. Jumper is too strong. Magnay tips it. Jerlina has it though. One-on-one with Kadee, goes right at the defense. Layup is good. 2 points the deficit. And then Coach Sam McKinnon gets the timeout with 25 seconds to go. So Cairns, do you have to foul here, Dave? 25 seconds left on the game clock, down 2.
Ooh.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Decision.
I want you to put your coach's hat on. That's what we got you here for, Dave.
I think you got to play it out because they're going to shoot the ball around. You know, generally they're going to go around the 8-second shot clock period, and so you know you get a good box out. You get a quick timeout. Hopefully you got 5 seconds to draw something up. I think they just got to play honest defense, get a rebound. I think we all know that Kadee's going to pretty much look to shoot the ball. So, you know, you might want to have a hard show out of this pick and roll action, get the ball out of his hands. But you've got to find Magnay and Volkman because they've been killing you on the glass all night.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Cairns on 4 team fouls, so any foul that they do give will send Brisbane to the free throw line. Brisbane's also in the penalty. They've exceeded the foul count already. But it's going to be really interesting to see. I don't think Cairns doesn't have any timeouts left either, so
I can't see that far.
We don't see there's only one timeout on the board, and it's for Brisbane. So you got to think Coach O'Loughlin would get his defense and offense in on that timeout.
Yeah, well, sometimes the old boards are a little funky, but I can't see that, Johnny. But
Cairns going to pick up full court. Anderson has it, guarded by Jerlina. They are looking to foul. It looked like Jerlina wanted to foul, and then Fisher picks it up. So they will send Aaron Anderson to the free throw line for 2 shots. And Anderson traditionally is one of the stronger free throw shooters in the competition.
Yeah, it's always tough because, you obviously didn't want to foul him, but then you've still got Kadee. I mean, Kopsikas out of that group would have been the target, bringing the ball up. But sometimes the guard play is just too good, and Anderson, of course, we put the mocker on him.
Still has 1 to go, though, so missed the front end.
Well, they just say no timeout, though, so they'll have about 19 seconds if they can secure the defensive rebound.
They don't need the rebound, but here's the offense here. Down 3. Cairns doesn't necessarily need a 3. They could go for a quick 2. Nearly turned it over. Loughton recovers. Hands off for Krislovich. Guarded closely by Kadee. Ball goes out of bounds off of Kadee with just under 9 seconds to go in the game. Got to go for a quick 2.
Well, it's
doesn't
early,
have to be 3.
Early in the preseason, no timeouts is a bit brutal. Obviously, their special plays aren't going to be where they would want them to be, so it'll be a great opportunity here for Cairns to try and execute late.
Jerlina inbounds. Fisher gets it over to Krislovich. They got to go here. Krislovich, step back 3 from the wing. It's up. It's good from Fabian Krislovich to tie the game at 68. He lets the crowd know, and the Marlins have 1.6 seconds left. What a bucket there from Krislovich. The big fella steps back beyond the 3-point line and drains it.
Yeah.
What a three there from Fabian Krislovic.
Had a little rough night at the office, and like we talked about, you never write them off. And again, body language-wise, you got Brisbane who just got, if Cairns can survive the next 1.6 seconds, the momentum is everything in white now. Brisbane just got the air taken out of their sail. You can see overtime's going real bad, real quick when in circumstances like this.
Well, who knows what's going to happen, but what a shot there by Fabian Krislovic. It was a broken play too, Dave. He did it, they didn't really seem to know what they were running. It looked like they were trying to get Fisher involved or Jolina. It wound up with Krislovic, steps back and drains it.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much better than that, does it, Dave?
No, absolutely. It got, was it Magnay who was guarding him? Gave him a lot of space, especially when you probably thought they were going to shoot a three.
Well, there's 1.6 seconds to go. It'll be interesting to see what Coach McKinnon can draw up in such a short period of time. You have to think it's going to be either Aaron Anderson or Jason Kadee getting this shot off in 1.6 seconds.
Yeah, and again, they're either going to be coming off back picks or pin downs. You got shooters coming off pretty wide bodies in Carter and Magnay, so they should get a pretty good look here if they can execute out of bounds.
Well, let's see what Coach McKinnon has drawn up with 1.6 seconds to go. The ball has advanced, obviously, on the timeout. Kopska's going to inbound it for Brisbane. Goes inside. Magnay can't catch. Loughton recovers. Shot hits the fan. So we're going to overtime. And you kind of can feel the sense of deflation in the crowd. They were up. They thought the game was over. We're now heading to overtime, Dave. And it's not a high-scoring affair, but, gee, this has been a great game. Not just for the finish either.
No, certainly entertaining and good runs from either team. And Cairns hung around like we said they would. And, again, Brisbane, if you take away Kadee's production, obviously Magnay was good, 16 points for Kadee in the first half, 12 in the second. He's got 28 now. But then it's Magnay 12, Volkman 14, and pretty much not much else. So... yeah, they've played it some good minutes too, so they might be pretty fatigued come late here.
Well, how much do you see it in Cairns' favor that they've already played 2 games, this being their third, as opposed to the Capitals' first live game of the QBL season? I know that everyone's played preseason games, but this is their first QBL game.
I think throw that out when you're a bit juiced after the big 3 minutes to go. You're pumped up to get the arch enemy down in Brisbane and steal a home game off them. So it'll be really interesting to see here. It'd be interesting to see if Hamilton checks back in.
Oh, we haven't seen him really in the second
half
at all.
If he's injured or whatnot, but I'd like to think that you get more than 13 minutes out of your import.
Oh, we'll see. We are heading to overtime at 68 all. What a game and what a shot there by Fabian Krislovic. The big fella. Certainly capable of hitting the 3, but it's been really quiet from 3 for the Marlins throughout the whole game. They're only shooting 18% from 3. That was only their 5th one on 27 attempts in the game.
Well, Brizzy's only a smidge better, 7 of 33.
Yeah, I mean, usually we see a lot of 3-point shots from Brisbane. They're certainly taking them, just not making them.
Well, the rebounding numbers are off the charts. I can't remember seeing rebounding numbers 53 to 54 like that.
Oh,
bit of Russell Westbrook shooting going on right now.
A little bit, Dave. A little bit. But we've got 5 more minutes of basketball for you here.
The Brisbane fans will get pumped if they can just get a simple basket here.
Anderson blocked by Fisher. That's his second one of the night. And Jolina with Carter on his hip brings it up. Fisher has it now, guarded by Anderson. Goes away from the Loughton screen. Working on Volkman. Pump fakes.
Oh, missed Loughton a couple times there.
Jolina gets it to Loughton. Baseline jumper is off. Magnay with the rebound. Like to see Anderson get a little more involved in the offense for Brisbane.
I think you'll see that, Johnny. And him and Kadee will really be the main guys looking to attack here.
Kadee working on Jolina. Fading away is off.
Well, Jolina's got size too, so I think that's a good matchup for Cairns.
Loughton guarded by Magnay now. Squares up, finds Jolina. Pump fake. Fadeaway jump shot, rolls in and out.
3 of 14 for Jelena now.
Well, it only takes one for Christian Jelena to get going. As Kadee guarded now by Loughton. Looking inside for Magne, guarded by Jelena. Double team. Then they get a foul call on Loughton, I think. Yeah. It goes against Jelena.
Well, it's a foul. He was hacking and reaching in the block there.
Magne will go to the free throw line for a couple shots. Neither team able to get a bucket here so far in the overtime.
Just got to be disciplined, you know. Both teams are obviously shooting here.
Magne has not been great tonight from the free throw line. If we look at his numbers from the charity stripe,
It was
4 of
3
8.
6. Yeah, okay, yep.
First one's good, though. It's the reverse jinx. Man, it feels like we're in like week 14 of the QBL, not week 1 here. These guys are, these teams are really doing battle. Loughton hands off for Fisher, and Fisher's fouled.
I think that's, is that 5 on Anderson?
If that's on Anderson, that's going to be his 5th, and he's done for the night. So Aaron Anderson, his QBL 2019 debut, fouls out with 5 personal fouls. Anderson will finish with 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Only 2 of 11 from the field, so Anderson's not going to be happy with that. But I thought he'd just done a really good job on Fisher and really made Fisher work for everything.
Yeah, he really did. I think he'll be okay as long as they get a win. Great team, guys, so he's not too worried about the individual stats.
Fisher hits them both. Fisher's a perfect 10, I think 10 of 10 or 12 of 12 maybe from the free throw line here this afternoon. Wilson is in for Anderson. Carter working on Farmer, skips it. Corner 3 from Magne, in and out. Jelena with the rebound. I don't think that's the shot you want if you're the Brisbane Capitals.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad shot.
Fisher hands off for Jelena. They work it back to Loughton. Now Jelena hands it, gets it back. Top of the key 3 is up. No good, and they're going to get Loughton for setting a moving screen.
Well, it's been a bit of a tough game to officiate because it's been really physical. So I guess it's pretty even each way so far.
Carter checks out. Kopskis checks in for Brisbane. Caps down 1, 70-69, 2:40 to go.
There you go. At least they're consistent. That's all you ask for.
And they get Magne on the moving screen as well. That's his 5th, and Magne's done for the day.
I think he forgot about his tech foul.
So Carter checked out. He's going to have to check back in. Magne was excellent this afternoon, though. Had 8 huge blocks and has the double-double, 13 points and 11 rebounds. Also had 2 assists, so can't fault Will Magne's performance here this afternoon,
No,
Dave.
not at all.
How does Brisbane adjust, though? Down 1 with 2:30 to go in overtime.
Well, I think they've just got to continue the same system. As I said, they've had plenty of good looks. They just haven't knocked down shots.
Loughton fading away. Jump shot is good.
And then down the other end, I think you're going to look to either go to Loughton to try and use the experience over the likes of Volkman or Jelena.
Kadee going right at Fisher, can't get it to roll home. Krizlovic grabs the rebound.
Yeah, good D from Fisher. Kadee not happy. It was a really good take.
Jelena working against Kopskis. Now Wilson switches on. Fisher has it now with 6 on the shot clock, working against Kopskis. Goes to the left, pump fake. Krizlovic reverse layup is good. And Cairns starting to pull away here. They're up 5 with 1:40 to go in overtime. Kadee had it stripped, but they're going to get a foul. I think it might go against, I think they're going to get it on Krizlovic. That's his 4th. Kadee will go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Well, they know obviously Kadee's going to be aggressive here, but they're still going to try and defend him, and that's the challenge. Someone like him. the last couple of possessions, looking to take over here and get his Caps team home.
Are you surprised they're taking him one-on-one? They're not forcing the ball out of his hands and making one of the other guards?
Well, I think they, you know, their rules are generally around containment, and so I think they're saying that we've got help defense. Obviously trying to force guys sideline, baseline, and backing Fisher to, you know, try and keep him out of the paint. I mean, obviously Kadee likes to shoot the ball too, so if he is going to drive, maybe they'll let him do that.
Jolina floating in the air, misses. Carter grabs a defensive rebound. 3-point game here, Capitals down. Kadee comes off a few screens, step back three is up, and good. Jason Kadee ties the game at 74. You said it, Dave, he likes to shoot. He's shooting well this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's his 7th three-pointer of the day. About a minute left in this one. Fisher has it. Working off of Krislovic, gets in the paint. Jump stop, kicks it out. Krislovic puts it on the floor. Out to Jolina, he'll fire a three. That's way off.
Wow.
Jolina really struggling here this afternoon. Not the greatest offensive possession if you're the Marlins.
No, pretty scrappy. Three of 16 for Jolina.
Kadee getting hot at the right time for the Capitals. He has it guarded by Fisher. Volkman hands off for Kopskis. Looking for the pick and roll. It's not there.
Good hands, Loughton.
Kalu recovers for Cairns. We've got under 30 seconds left and a tie game at 74. Jolina hands off. Loughton comes off the screen, working to get inside. Floater is blocked, I think. Wilson has it. Krislovic looks like he hurt a hammy in the back play. Kadee, and they're going to get Ben Volkman for a moving screen. They can't believe the call here at NAB Stadium.
Well, they just got to be, whether there was much in it or not, they just got to be smarter. You've seen 5 or 6 offensive fouls. You just got to hold your screen. Game on the line.
The crowd can't believe it. There was a lot of contact. Loughton thought he was getting a foul call on him on the drive. But now Cairns has possession with 10 seconds to go in this one. They can hold on for the last shot of the game. Dave, do you take one final shot?
Absolutely. I think you want to try and have, it's going to be challenging, right? Because if I'm Brisbane, I'm not going to let Jolina shoot the ball, but he's 3 of 16. He's capable of hitting the game winner just like Chris. So I think they're going to try and obviously look, you know, their high action, that high action that Loughton likes to hand off for Fisher and co. Or they're going to post up Loughton and see how he goes. With Brisbane collapses, they can get a kick.
You got to think it's going to be a high screen and roll with Loughton and Fisher.
Well, I think
make Fisher make a read.
Yeah, I mean, if Fisher's 10 of 10 from the foul line, I think you want to try and get him making something happen. Put Jolina in a shooting opportunity. And Chris obviously as well around the basket. Try and pick up an offensive rebound. See how you go. We could be going to double OT, Johnny.
74 all. 10 seconds to go in this one. Coach Jamie O'Loughlin's taking the timeout. He's drawn up a play for Cairns out of the sideline, out of bounds. Let's see what the Marlins can do. Kalu gets it out to Fisher, guarded by Carter. Fisher goes to the left, gets in the paint, left-handed floater, banks home for the captain, Anthony Fisher.
Yeah, they're counting it.
Don't know why they wouldn't count it.
Hang on, I'm confused. I think one ref said they counted it.
So they're counting the points, so they're saying that the contact was made in the air, so the ball was already released from the fingertips, and then that offensive contact occurred. So it's going to be basket count with the foul, which technically speaking now means it's going to be 2 shots down the other end because the contact occurred after the basket. So points count, we've now got 2 shots for Brisbane.
So Fisher hits the bucket and causes the foul. So it's a tough one there because great job by Fisher. Finishes with the left hand. Huge bucket, but a foul afterwards.
Who got fouled? Do we know who was? under all the action.
It was either Zach Carter or Ben Volkman. It was one of the big guys who contested the shot.
Oh, no, as in I think it was a charge. So I think, was it Kadee or Kopsakis underneath?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so. We're checking the tape here to see if we can see. But nonetheless, whoever it is, it's going to be two huge free throws here with the Brisbane Capitals down 2 with 2.8 seconds to go.
From what I can see, it looks like it might be Kadee.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I guarantee you they're going to send Kadee to the free throw line.
Yeah, I would.
Oh, he's just got to make. He's got to make both, obviously. But if he makes the first, interesting to see. He's just got to make them both. It's really that simple.
Well, Kadee on the free throw line this afternoon, 4 of 5. Again, traditionally a strong free throw shooter, but a couple of huge ones here for Jason Kadee. His QBL debut for the Brisbane Capitals. First one hits nothing but net.
No timeouts for either team.
Big one here for Kadee. Second one is up. That's nothing but net as well. Cairns has an opportunity for a quick one. Fisher gets it, takes a few dribbles. Half-court shot is up. It hits the front of the rim, and we're going to double overtime. Tied at 76.
Oh, it's just what the Brisbane bar wanted to hear. Double OT, week 1.
Well, Dave, I don't know about you, but I got to take a breather. We'll take a quick break. We'll see if we can come back with some statistics and some more analysis for you. We'll take a quick one. It's 76 all, heading to double overtime here at NAB Stadium. The QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at NAB Stadium in Auchenflower. Double overtime about to start. Fans, everyone out there on YouTube and Facebook getting real value for your money. 76 all. And Dave, I got to tell you, the two finishes to these, the fourth quarter and that first overtime are two of the more interesting finishes I've seen in a long time.
That is. Obviously for Brisbane, no Will Magnay here in this what are we up to, the 6th period. and it's been everything Kadee, so we'll see how they go.
I've never seen a call like that to send it to double overtime where you get the bucket to take the lead, but you also get called for the offensive foul. Krizelvic hook shot, no good. Carter, big rebound.
Yeah, a little unique, that's for sure.
Kadee has it, guarded by Mason Kalu, goes to the left. Nearly ran into Volkman. Now Kadee. Krizelvic now top of the key. Hands off for the captain, Anthony Fisher. Fisher working against Carter, gets inside, layup is no good. Cairns looking a bit tired to start, and Kadee dumps it off. Volkman finishes strong. 4 straight for Brisbane, they're up 4. Jerlina hands off for Fisher. Now Loughton has it, pushing off on Kadee, gets inside, kicks it to Jerlina in the corner. 3 is up. Another air ball. Jerlina really off his game here this afternoon. And then there's a foul call on Alex Loughton. It's gonna be 2 shots for Brisbane. The gas tank for Cairns looking very low here to start this double overtime session.
3 of 17. Rough. That is as rough as I've seen in a while.
And we've seen him shoot a few air balls as well. You know, Jerlina can be super streaky. The thing you gotta like is he hasn't stopped shooting them either. So he's not letting them affect him from that sense.
Well, I think, you know, for me, I think Hunden deserves some more minutes in this second period, right? He was really good. And again, especially when Cairns have been a little off offensively, he provided a spark. Moving without the ball, offensive rebounds, out in transition. Surprised he didn't see a bit more minutes.
And Benny Volkman hits 2 big free throws. Brisbane opens up double overtime with a 6-0 run. Fisher loses it. It's a backcourt violation. Like we said, 3 games in 3 days. Playing a double overtime on that 3rd day has gotta hurt, Dave.
Yeah, they get a bucket here. It could be lights out. That might be a bit too big of a hole for Cairns to come out of.
Kadee, 3, no good. Big rebound there for Loughton. Jerlina has it. Now Loughton. Hands off for Fisher. Fisher gets no screen. Loughton gets the kickback. 3 is too strong. Long rebound out to Krislovic. Pump fake, then puts up another 3. That's short as well. Carter corrals it for Brisbane. Under 3 to go. Brisbane up 6. Kadee gets a screen from Carter, goes at Loughton. Misses. Volkman very active, but Mason Collingwood grabs another one. Jerlina working the ball inside, creates some space. Fadeaway jump shot is short. Fisher offensive rebound though, working against Ben Volkman. Goes to the left, step back 3 is up. That's too strong. Another offensive rebound, but good activity from Kopskas to swipe it from Loughton.
Yeah, and Cairns look really fatigued now in this last period. Combination, I think, of obviously the 3 games, but just offensively, they really have struggled a bit to execute.
Cobby Wilson from the corner can't get the 3 to fall.
But Brizzy keeps giving them a chance.
What happened there? Carter picks up a foul off the ball, far down the court too. Bit of contact between, who knows? I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
But stops the clock and puts Loughton at the free throw line for 2 shots. Loughton hits the first. Second one's up. That's good as well from the veteran, Alex Loughton.
And they're continuing to hang around, Johnny. I don't know how, but they are. You've got to give them credit. And Brizzy just struggling to put the dagger through. See if they can get a good bucket.
You can't ask for more from Kadee as he fires another 3. That's good as well. I don't know if he looked in shock at himself, but that's a 40-piece from Jason Kadee. He's really carried Brisbane this afternoon. Loughton's pass tipped out of bounds, but Jason Kadee, his QBL debut for the Brisbane Capitals, has put on an absolute clinic today.
8 trays.
He had a fair clip, too. He's 8 of 16, so he's shooting 50% from 3.
I think anyone would be pretty happy with that.
Jerlina from the corner can't get it to fall. Kadee grabs another rebound as well. Not only has Kadee, he's got 40, but he's got 10 assists and 7 rebounds. He's approaching triple-doubles territory as well. Guarded by Loughton is Kadee. Gonna work some clock, fire a three. That's no good, but there's a foul underneath the basket. A lot of contact. Looks like they're gonna give that one to the captain, Fisher. 2 shots for Benny Volkman. And Dave, I think these are can pretty much ice the game for Brisbane if Benny can hit it.
Yeah, I think so. You know, Cairns have really struggled now in the last few minutes. O'Loughlin's going to give it one more shake.
And why not use the timeout? Your team's down 6. Put a little pressure on Ben Volkman. Let's keep it here, though, Dave. What a performance from Jason Kadee here. 40 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. He's done it all.
Yeah, he really has. And I think the box score says 39 now, Johnny. I'm not sure. But anyway, we'll see.
Well, I thought it was 40 because he was on 37, and the last one he had was a 3.
Yeah,
so.
I agree with you. We'll see what it says. But, I mean, he's been terrific. Good and bad, though, right? Like, if you break it down, the rest of Brisbane weren't so terrific. So, obviously, I don't know that Jason Kadee scoring 40 a game is going to be their winning formula. So they're going to have to look at how they're going to get shots for other guys. Good production from their front line tonight in Magnay and Volkman in particular. Especially, I think hasn't scored 0 for 7 tonight. So I think that's the bit of the learning for this Caps group. And for Cairns, you know, I don't think they've played super well. Obviously, they didn't shoot the ball very well, only 27%. 64 rebounds for Cairns to Brisbane's 65. I have never seen a rebounding contest.
Yeah, well,
numbers like that.
Brisbane has shot 33% from the field, and Cairns has shot 27% from the field. So it hasn't been the prettiest of shooting displays from either team, but it's been a great game nonetheless, Dave.
Yeah.
Volkman gets that one to roll.
I think the Auckland Flower management are going to try and kick everyone out immediately so they can get their domestic competition going.
Volkman missed the second, grabbed his own rebound and had it stripped out of bounds by Alex Loughton. Cairns just looks tired, Dave, really, in this second double overtime session.
Yeah, it's always tough, isn't it? You know, you got to factor that in for those regional teams who come down and do these big triple headers and double headers. It's just part of the size of Queensland, and they generally deal with it really well.
Kadee gets inside, scoop, layup, no good. Volkman there to follow. And you got to think that's it as Caps are up 9, Dave.
Yep.
Jolina out to Krislovic. Now Fisher has it. Working against Kopsikas. Krislovic pump fake out to Fisher. He'll fire the 3. It's up, no good. Big rebound there by Ben Volkman. He's got that double-double and then some. 19 points and 15 rebounds for Ben Volkman.
Yeah, great job from Volkman today for sure. Especially the overtime periods where Magnay fouled out.
Yeah, no, you know, Ben was forced to start a lot last season for the Spartans. He's a pretty good weapon as Kadee fires and drains another 3. That definitely puts him over the 40-point mark. And you think Cairns just going to hold on here. The final score won't do it justice because Cairns really fought as hard and as much as they can, but they're going to take the loss 90-78 in a really good performance from both teams, Dave.
Yeah, really good, and obviously great win for the Caps to start their season. And for Cairns, mixed road trip, but plenty to learn, plenty to work on.
Dave, I know we're going to have to wrap things up here pretty quickly, so let's just get your final thoughts on a great game here to start our QBL coverage in round 1.
Well, good win from Brisbane. They did what they needed to do, and that is, again, contain Cairns, frustrate Cairns, and they got great production from Magnay, Volkman, and Kadee in particular. Anderson looked good as well, and their bench did a good job, I think, of slowing down Fisher and fatiguing him. So Brisbane, really good win. Cairns, a bit tired, obviously, after that triple header. Their import, let's just call it, he wasn't great. Don't know if he's injured, but we'll see how that goes for Cairns.
Yeah, and Cairns coming out one out of 2 from their 3-game road opener. You know, probably not the start that they wanted, but I think Coach O'Loughlin, there's plenty of positives to take out of this one as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that pretty much is going to wrap it up for us. Don't forget, next week we'll have another QBL Game of the Week for you. It's here back in Brisbane as the Capitals take on the Gold Coast Rollers. Should be another great game. The women will start, actually I think it's the men play first, followed by the women, I think. Don't quote me on that one. But nonetheless, next Saturday we will be live here from Auchenflower yet again. That's going to wrap things up for us. A 90-78 win for the Brisbane Capitals over the Cairns Marlins. I do want to quickly thank Chris Sieber on the camera, doing a great job. I got to thank James Bowman and the Australian Sports Network for all their work. Regan Baker on the commentary and production, Dave Derwin on the commentary, and myself. Thanks everyone for tuning in to another presentation of QBL basketball here from Nothing But Net Media. We'll see you next time.